Hello everyone, Jenn DuBell with Graphic 45 today, and I would like to show you how I decorated my Graphic 45 travel album with notebook set. This is a great little set. It comes with 3 little notebooks. One is watercolor paper, one is a grid paper, like graph paper, and the other is lined paper. So these are really great and fun to decorate. The album itself is 4 3/4 by 8 3/4 with a 1 3/4 inch spine. And each of the 3 notebooks inside are 4 1/4 by 8 1/4. So let me just show you how I have chosen to decorate mine. I have used the Catch of the Day collection for this. And I've used elements from the 12 by 12 collection pack, the 8 by 8 papers, the 12 by 12 patterns and solids, as well as the ephemera, journaling cards, stickers, and the chipboard pieces as well. So I've utilized everything that is available for this collection. And you can do these with any collection. I really like this sea theme. You can also get this in black, and you can paint this any color that you want on your edges. I have chosen to use navy and red cardstock throughout my notebook for mats and such. And so let's just see here. So for my spine, I've used the plaid paper here, and then I have put a piece of that chipboard down here and a couple little brads that I had in my stash, and as well as the little hanger that I made here is a couple pieces of the chipboard hanging from a chain and a little loop pin. And these I just took some blue Sharpie to the back of them and covered up that cardboard so it wasn't so bare. As far as the back, I've done that nice wood plank look again, and some of the borders from the cutaway sheet. And that is my cover. The front portion of this is a piece from the ephemera pack that you get, and it has a piece of the paper behind it, and then I've lifted this up on a piece of cardboard. The closure that comes with this is a band that comes through the back, and I have chosen to shorten that rather than wrap it around the album, which is an option. I've chosen to screw this little knob on here and shorten the cord so that it opens that way, and I don't have to wrap it around my album. That is just my preference. So let's see what's inside here. I will show you all of the different elements that I made for mine, and then I'll have some tips with a picture tutorial for you on how I made some of the things that I made, and also some of the measurements that were used for the cover and spine. So when we open this up, both sides have these nifty little pockets, and I have chosen to embellish my pockets with a strip from the cutaway, some jute rope that's braided that I had in my stash. And I've taken some of the stickers from the collection, backed those with navy cardstock, and mounted them on some gold paper clips to make these clips. So for my inserts, this is that little screw here. You can see that that little knob is screwed in. The first insert, and I have 2 of these, which is one of the things I will show you how I made this. So it has a belly band, and you open this up, and you're going to have that beautiful journaling card with the room for writing messages, one of the stickers here. And then we have a 6-page waterfall for pictures. And I chose to use papers from the Patterns and Solids collection for this. That way the backs were all cohesive, one color solid, and the fronts were all in the patterns. And then the very back, I also used one of the smaller journaling cards to put here for some more journaling. And that just folds up nice and neatly. Slap that belly band back on there. And I will also show you how I made those. And that just slides on in there. put our little clips back. This is just a really fun little project. And like I said, you can use any of the paper collections that you want. On this other side here, I have the exact same waterfall mechanism as I did here, and another one of those little clips. Another chipboard from the collection with some jute string and some more of that jute rope there. So the notebooks, these were the fun part. Well, the whole thing was fun, but so you get 3 of these notebooks and they come out. So you have a stripe page, is my first one. And I have done some work with dies inside here as well. So this here is a die that is made by Sizzix. That is just has little pockets that you can put things in, and it's perfect for this. As you can see, their picture, they used pictures and tickets and different little mementos. So that is where this comes from, and I've cut that out of the paper that looks like wood that matches my covers and pockets. And then I put this little piece here using the, this is a 2-piece die set, and it came with this little label. You could also make one of these yourself if you don't have this die. And then I took some of the cutaways from one of the sheets, and I just inked my edges with vintage photo distress ink and slid those in there. And those can be replaced with real mementos later. If I wanted to use this myself or give it as a gift, people could put their ticket stubs or whatever they like. And then this is just embellished with some of the stickers from the collection. As you can see, this one is a little compass. And then we have that Sail Away With Me sticker that goes all the way down. And when you open this up, this also has a angled pocket on each side of each of the notebooks. This one I've taken a fussy cut lighthouse from the papers and put it on there. And then inside here, I made this little tag, which is actually made from the Graphic 45 tag die. And I've cut that out, and then I cut a square piece of red along with one of the journaling cards, and then another journaling card with the writing so that it could be placed in there for journaling. And you can, this little corner pocket, you could slip something in there. So that just slides in there. And then on this one, I chose just to embellish a couple of the pages. We have a sticker from the collection here. I've done a little stamping with some stamps from my stash. A little bit more of that Sail Away With Me sticker. And another one of those fun little paper clips. This page, I took the other half of that sticker, put that there with this little ahoy there. And this little frame, which these 2 pieces here are from the ephemera pack. And this is easy to just slide. You will be able to slide a picture right inside of there. And that's why I put that little frame there and left just it open so that you could put a picture. And then this little page has a birdie. On my back pocket here, I have slipped one of the postcards, which come in the journaling cards. And on here, this is actually some of the tickets from the ephemera collection. This is the die collection from Graphic 45 Policy and Decorative Dies. So this here is this die that you see here. It makes this little policy envelope, and it gives you these to make the little circles as well. So that's what I used here. And this can close if it is, you know, somebody wants to put something in there. I left it open for pictures. But that is how that closes. And it is attached to this. So, and I've used paper from the collection as well for that. And that just pulls apart. You can slide anything really that you want in there. You could even put pictures or any kind of mementos. And that is the back side of that book. I've used some of the stamps that I used a scalloped scissor to cut, and then some more of those stickers. The next notebook is watercolor paper. So it's all blank paper. And I have put the fish one along with this Seize the Day sticker. Another one of my little chipboard paper clips. And this one has another, this is actually a Kraft Graphic 45 large craft tag. from the large Kraft tag album set. And I cut it down to fit in here, and then I placed one of the journaling cards on here and slipped another one inside. But you could actually slip anything in there that you want. This is just how I decorated mine. And then we have some more of those stamps, another part of that sticker. And I have a couple more pages here that are embellished. And these are all tuck spots, and they're taken from the cutaways. This one is this way so that you can slide something underneath. And then this one is just a little tuck pocket that you could slide something in. So that is that one. On the back, I just did a little bit of scrap that I had, actually from cutting out those postage stamps with my scallop scissors. I liked that edge, and so I just couldn't throw that scrap away, and I put it on there. On this one, I have a little fussy cut of the compass, another one of those borders, and on the inside, we have another little tag, again, a craft tag, from the Kraft album set from Graphic 45. And this one I actually cut the bottom off and then put it back up here as a pocket. So I could have a spot for this cute little journaling card. And I've used the journaling cards on this and some paper on the back. Then I've taken one of the border strips and I have used that to make a belly band. And then this just opens up. And it's one of the larger journaling cards, just split in half and put across here so that it goes together. And I just wrapped a little bit of jute around that. Just some nice little beachy looking twine. And then we have one of the stickers from the sticker collection. And if you purchase the collection pack, you do get the stickers in that. Here I've done this fun little friends are like seashells we collect along the way stamp, another one of my little paper clips. And I pretty much left the graph paper open in this one and only embellished that one page. On this back side, one more insert here that I created. Now this one was created using the top portion of that large tag die from Graphic 45 to get that round. And there's a photo mount and a photo mount. And then when it closes, I've die cut from craft paper to match the rest of the craft in the book. And then this is a journaling card, and this is a sticker from the collection. And that just tucks neatly in there. And on the back of that book, I've used a piece from the ephemera. Another one of those fun chipboards and a paper clip. And then here is another waterfall. And this one I've done with a belly band. It's the same as the front waterfall, but this one has a different belly band. For my back papers here, as you can see, when you drill that hole, when you pop a hole in the paper to house your paper with this hole on it, it kind of gets a little wonky. So I cut some circles. A quick tip is I punched some circles, 1/2-inch circles out with my punch, and then I punched it again in the middle, and that fit perfectly right around there to make my own hole protectors. So that's just a little tip if you're creating one of these. And I will tell you that you will need a template for both of the inside pockets here as well as the angled pockets. And lastly, a little thing that I wanted to do at the end so that I could make this even more clean and cohesive is I just slipped a piece of red ribbon that matches really well up underneath the mechanism, which is these bands. As you can see here, they're stretchy bands. So under the 3 notebooks, I took this red ribbon, and it's loose, so it can come out. That way, if I did give this as a gift, or I just kept it for myself and decided I didn't want this, I could take it out. But this way, if I can get it to cooperate, you just tie this shut, and it kind of holds your notebooks more securely in there for viewing. They don't flop around as much. So that is my Graphic 45 catch of the day travel album with notebook set, and I will follow this up with a few little tutorials on the screen to show you how I did this. And like I said, these can be created in any way with any paper, and I hope that you enjoy my upcoming tutorial and that you enjoyed this walkthrough. Thanks. So we're going to create the little insert for the inside pocket of the travel journal. And that is actually what will house in these pockets on the front and the back. There's two of these little pockets. So I'm going to set that aside. And I will have two of these. And these will use, again, the travel journals are wonderful for utilizing an entire paper collection such as this. So we have use of the stickers, the patterns and solids, the regular papers in both 8x8 and 12x12, the journaling and ephemera cards, as well as some of the cutaways from the 12x12 collection. So for this is going to be this cute little insert, and I've used a solid navy cardstock, and you take this little belly band off of here, and what you have inside is one of our journaling cards, and I chose one with text area, and then we have 6 waterfall pages that are 4 inches by 4 inches once they are in here, so decent sized for smaller pictures. And I have chosen these from the patterns and solids for both of these inserts. That way you have your pattern side here, and then as you can see when you flip it, the other side is solid. And these could be embellished with more stickers or paper clips or anything you like. Then on the back here, the last page, we have one of the smaller journaling cards with the lines for writing some text. So let's dive right into how we create this. We're going to start with 2 pieces of navy, or you can choose to use whatever color coordinates with the papers that you're using. I'm going to use navy. One of these measures 4 1/8 by 7 1/4, and the other one measures 4 1/8 by 6 5/8. And we're going to take the longer of the two, the 7 1/4 inch long piece, and pull out a scoreboard, my little score buddy here, and I am just going to score that on this side at 1/2 of an inch. And I'm going to fold that down. Set this little guy aside, and we are going to add some adhesive. I'm going to go ahead and burnish that actually just a little bit more. You want to make sure this is a nice flat surface for doing this. So we are going to add our glue. You don't need a whole lot of glue, just enough. And then we're just going to line these up. I like to line mine up across the bottom and then pick it up and just kind of tap it on my table to make sure that I am straight and lined up with that 1/2 inch across the top. Burnish that nicely. And I did get just a little bit extra glue there. I'm going to go on the inside and do the same. Now, my strong suggestion is when you open this, once you have it all burnished, is that you do your waterfall on the side with that scored piece there. That way you don't see it. It'll be hidden by underneath the waterfall. So that is that. Then we're going to take a corner rounder. You can use a crocodile, anything you have that will do a 7mm corner. And I'm just going to go around. I'm going to do all of those corners. Gives it just a nice rounded, clean look. And there we have our base. Next, I have taken this sheet here. This is from the 12 by 12 collection, and it is called Anchors Away. But this sheet that I'm using is actually from the 12 by 12. So we're going to do the same thing we did with that as far as the 7mm corners. We're going to round those all around. And then I'm going to take Distress ink in Vintage Photo, which I have done on all the papers in my travel journal. And we're just going to go around and ink those edges. Just line that up before adding any glue, just to make sure. And that's good. I'm just going to put some glue on here. I'm just going to put that down like so. Look at it all the way around the edges. If you're using glue rather than score tape, it's very easy to just go around and make sure that you're as lined up as you possibly can be. And then I'm just going to burnish this using a rag to make sure that I don't have a whole lot of glue on the outside. Now for the first one, I used the You, Me, and the Sea border from the cutaway sheet in the 12 by 12 collection pack. For this one, I'm actually going to use the, it just says Sail Away With Me. I was thinking of a song, but we're going to use this one. So once we have our waterfall in here, I will show you how we do that. So for the waterfall pages themselves, you're going to want 6 pieces, and these measure 4 by 4.5. So they're 4 inches wide, and then they're 4.5 inches tall. And I've also chosen these, again, from the Patterns and Solids, so that I have a patterned front and a solid back. And we're just going to go through and we are going to score all these at the 4.5 side, as you can see here, at 1/2 inch. This is just a standard waterfall that we're going to create, but it's actually inside this little booklet. Rather than being outside of the album, it will be hidden inside, and you can put whatever pictures you want, mementos. I just love these travel journals. They're really fun to decorate. All right, so now we have all of our 6 pages scored at 1/2 inch. And I am going to go ahead and ink these all the way around the edges after I cut the bottom corners. So I want the bottom corners to be rounded. So I'm going to go back in with that 7mm round, and I'm going to cut all the corners. And to fold all of these down like so, and get those nice and burnished and all inked. So I've gone ahead and finished the inking and burnishing of all of the pieces off camera, and I want to show you now how we put everything in. So we're going to start with the actual waterfall, and most people do know how to do a waterfall, but I will just go ahead and show you the first couple of pages. So how we do this is, so this is our first that I want on top. So I have that 1/2 inch score line across the top, and I'm just going to burnish that score line down, and then I'm going to take my glue, put it on that, just on that flap, and we are going to put that, we're going to line this up. Now if you want to round these, you can. I chose not to, so it kind of gives me a little sight, a line here that I can see right where that corner is going. And once I have that, like I said, you can do this with score tape, but if you are using glue, you have a little bit more time that glue is open and not completely tacked down before, so that you can move this around if it's not super straight. And then I'm going to burnish that first one again, just making sure I get all the excess glue off before moving on. And I always, when I do waterfalls, especially when they're inserts like this, I just like to make sure that I have equal amounts of space on the sides. I'm not as concerned with the top because we do have those rounded corners, so I don't want that corner to stick out up there. So then you just move to the next page. Again, we're going to burnish this down our 1/2 inch fold line, add our glue, and then the second one and going forward, you just want to make sure that you don't tack it down until you're sure it is lined up but not overlapping that last flap. So even if you have a tiny little space in there, it's okay, because we want this to move. And what I do is I'll take the top page and pull it down and just line it up before I burnish that glue down. So, and if you do line that up properly the first time, you'll kind of, when you burnish the glue out, you'll feel it kind of move itself into position. So see, now you can see that we have a nice even all the way around. And we just continue doing that until we get to our last page. So now we have our 6 waterfall pages, alternating red, blue. We're going to put this little guy back here, and again, this is one of the journaling cards, and I've already inked the edges of this. We just apply some glue, and these come with the corners already rounded, so there's no need for rounding the corners. Now this one, did I put it in the middle? I did. I'm just going to line this up, leaving about the same amount of space on the top and the bottom. Flip our waterfall over, and we will apply this guy the same way. Again, the larger ones are also, the corners are pre-rounded for you in this collection. So if you're using this collection, there's no need. If you want a rounder corner, you can make them a little rounder. And this one we're going to go all the way, just leave about the same amount of space from that score line where it folds as you did with the top of the waterfall, is a good way to judge this. So lay it off. And just try to get it as straight as you can. Burnish that out, getting all of that glue out of there. And then I'm going to get my sticker sheet that I have used, and I have used, on the other one I did use this, so I'm going to go ahead and do that again, and I've already cut part of it off for the first one, and we're just going to line this up on the edge, right along the top there. Don't overlap it. And that is a great way to use the stickers. Just make sure that's nice and straight and burnished. And that is how I created this. So now we're going to make the belly band, which is this piece here. And how to do that is position your border strip in the middle or wherever you plan to have it. Flip it over. Fold this so that you're not so tight that you won't be able to pull it off. So you just leave a little tiny bit of room. And then fold this again. So we're just going to take our glue on this portion. And I'm going to actually put some of that glue down with my finger so it doesn't seep out onto the card itself. And then I'm going to pull it off of there and make sure I got all the extra glue out of there. I'm just running my bone folder inside of that little ringed area. And I'm just going to run some ink around the edges of this. And then I'm going to slide that on there. And these hold these closed. So now I have 2 of these to put in the pockets of my travel journal.